Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to everybody watching live and watching in the future on YouTube. It's good to see everybody. I was listening to. Let me fix the chat here. Wow! What a mess. I was listening to that the starting soon music, and let me tell you, when you got that going, it's hard to. I got a big cup of tea. I've got that music going. It's hard to come in like, what's up? It's good, though. I feel very zenned out right now, which is all good. We can keep this a chill stream, right? Welcome to Brian's Infinite Dungeon, which is becoming a prep stream. Where I prepare for Thursday's show right in front of everybody. And I like it that way. I'm still going to call it Brian's Infinite Dungeon because I like the name. How's everybody? Drazia, Majona, Alyssa Rose, Jacob Andrews, Crop Top, Countess Laroth, Steebers here. What's going on, everybody? Let's see. It's Tuesday again. And we're getting ready for our second week of Bob's Burgers. First one I thought was a very big success. I think everybody seemed to like it. I liked it. Players liked it. So looking forward to doing it again, but this time a little different. Let's see. This is always going to beg the question, is this stream spoilers? I think anyone who watched the prep stream last week would agree that it did not go how we planned. So I think you'll be all right, but that's up to you to decide. You can always watch it afterwards on YouTube. And maybe follow us there while you're at it. Man, how's everybody doing? What's going on? You talk to me for a second. I don't want to talk anymore for once. You just trust your PCs to not spoil themselves. Oh, they don't. So here's the thing. I have this thing about cheating, especially in board games, but especially in role-playing games. I play with friends, primarily, who I trust, and that's important. And then also, if you need to cheat at a role-playing game, you clearly need this to a degree I don't feel comfortable taking it from you. Norman the Mage, hello. Love the Snorlax in the background. That's Papa Snorlax. That's my sidekick. Just glad we got the plinth in there last time. We can work a plinth in this time too, I'm sure. My town is pretty much shut down because of water contamination. Oh, no. All right. Let's get into prepping and talk about D&D, right? That's what I want to do. One day, I'll get this chat window in an appropriate area. Okay, so last week's show was good. I thought it was really good. Like a good one that I feel comfortable recommending if someone were to what show should I start with? I think Bob's Burgers would be a good one. But it was very linear. And that's okay. Some people will rail against linear adventures. I think I do also. Because you don't want to try to force a story on players or anything. But if you can open it up, I think you should. And I would like to this week. I'd like to try some 9 out of 10 ep, not enough brisket. We'll figure something out with brisket at some point. Everyone will get what they want. What's the burger of the day? You guys will have to help me figure that one out. So what I would like to do this week, once again, just in the interest of opening it up, I'd like to do a hex crawl. Like a full wilderness hex crawl. We haven't done one on the show before. We've done outdoor dungeons, but we've never done a hex crawl. And I would like to, how good would that be in 90 minutes? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's see. I guess I can move my camera now that the chat's up there and not to my side. to this side. Okay, so what's a hex crawl? A hex crawl is sort of the flip side of the coin of a dungeon crawl. Dungeons are usually underground, and they have a procedure for crawling them. Hex crawls are taking a similar but different procedure and taking that to overland travel, zooming out a little bit and covering much more ground. Where do hex crawls come from? They come from this. That's right, you're stuck with a fucking history lesson, nerds. This is the board for a game called Outdoor Survival. In the original Little Brown books that Dungeons and Dragons published, included in the required materials was a copy of Outdoor Survival, published by Avalon Games. So you needed to play Dungeons and Dragons according to the book. You needed mini metal miniatures. You needed dice. You needed pencils. You needed like 10 to 40 friends. And you needed a copy of Outdoor Survival. Why? Because you couldn't, like, mass printing wasn't as available, I guess. And this was a nice quality board that you could then put your little fantasy kingdom on. I don't think Outdoor Survival was a good game in of itself, and I don't think we'd be talking about it had Gary not specifically written about it in his rules. But this is the origin of the Hex Crawl. I have used the Outdoor Survival in a D&D game once. It wasn't worth it. But I thought I'd show you that. So I would like to do, let's see. Also, if you are familiar with Tomb of Annihilation, I believe is the 5th edition adventure. That, I believe, heavily utilizes a 5th edition version of a hex crawl. Let's see. Someone asked a question that was good. Let's see. Revealed map or fog of war hex crawl? We're going to go revealed map. The players aren't maybe going to know what's in the hexes. But I think in general, because I think for the adventure itself, I think Bob, Linda, and Jean are going to get lost in the woods. And the adventure is going to be them finding their way back out. So, do I need more burger puns today? Please, as many burger puns as you can hit. A lot of good DMs Guild Hex Crawl scenarios are free. Pay what you want. If any of y'all are interested in running one, hell yeah. Into the woods and out of the woods and home before dark. Let's see. Hex like a curse, not a hexagon. No, they're literal hexagons. Usually they represent 6 miles in Dungeons & Dragons. That's like the standard representation on a map. I've never really cared about it on that level. I usually zoom out and approximate a hex to like a day's worth of travel, because that's easier for me when I'm running a game drunk, which I often am. So typically how it's going to work and how it's going to work on our show is basically, I think a hex is going to represent about an hour of travel. The gang is lost in the woods, and we'll do a quick ask them a direction, maybe make a random encounter roll, see if they find anything in the hex as they try to make their way back home. I'm not going to tell them where they are, I think. We're going to make like a... let's make this... I wanted to do a better star. I don't want that to be the star. So I think... do we know the player characters this time? I believe it's going to be still no Tina Louise. Yeah, no, guys, the show works the same way every time. That's not true. But, so I think I want to get them here. Let's just do a little circle shape. That'll be good for now. I'll put something in there in the meantime, later. Guys, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. What is it I'm gonna get? I don't know. I'm feeling a little sick today. And so that is gonna be my excuse for why I feel and sound off. Here's what we call that. Here's what we call that box. Good enough. So, that is going to be their goal. That is home. That is the ranger station where they have gotten lost. Or they have gotten lost somewhere in probably one of these 3 hexes. And they're not going to know which, and they have to make their way down. Whether or no, hey game, I came to say hello, but I'm in the middle of a D&D game. Go back to your D&D game. I could think of 3 Bob's Burgers episodes where they get lost in the woods. Yep, it's a pretty, actually, for a Lost in the Woods adventure, this one is, Bob's Burgers is pretty appropriate. So let's make a quick hex, and then what I need everyone to already start thinking about is what are some things Bob, Linda, and Jean could encounter in the woods. I'm talking a witch's hut. I want roaming elves. Norman the Mage, what are you... Don't watch this. Pay attention to your fucking D&D game. Not that I should be sending you away, but get out of here. That's rude. Unless your game's boring, then you can hang out. Let's do. But yeah, I need ideas for... it's also worth noting, I should have mentioned this at the top of the show. If you are watching this... I did it again. I didn't even do what I wanted to fix. If you are watching this stream, you are officially on my team. We are co-dungeon masters of this adventure together. You can't, tell them on Thursday where stuff is, what stuff they may have missed. Sorry, you're partnered with me now. We're just gonna add some trees. We're gonna add some trees. We're gonna add some trees. We're making some trees. These are trees. They are not penises. Trees, 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 trees. We are still making trees. Is that a happy little hill? I'm gonna get roasted so bad for these. They're gonna make... Can we play a game? Can we play a game? I'm gonna get roasted for this map. Straight up. I don't know who's gonna say something first. I'm gonna get roasted for this map. Could you all get real mad that they're roasting the map? Inappropriately mad that they're roasting the map. Please do that for me. Well, that's some hills. Let's add a river. I think the bridge across the river is here. Here's a question. Do we even show them this map? Is this map just for us? Maybe they don't see it ever. I'll have to decide that now. I'll do it unless unless it's Carol. I can't feign outrage against her. No one has to do anything. Teen Fort, where party is playing Jails and Jaguars. I like that. It's my Conids. A Spore Druid. Ooh, all good. I also kind of like them not knowing where them not seeing the map. Sword stuck in the water or a stump or something similar. It's just a sword. Love that. Oh man, I love that. If they're trying to cross the river without the bridge, it's insanely high, and if anyone fails, they get whisked away to a lake. Love that also. Yep. I'm excited about, it's an encounter I wrote for my normal D&D game, but I'm going to port it over to here. What about this like band of elves who drop down from the trees and are convinced that the party are trolls, and obviously they must slay all trolls because they are elves and they hate trolls. And I feel like that could be a very funny interaction. But I love the idea of having like minimal combat this time. Is Jean wearing a troll costume? I just think they're loud and obnoxious like trolls are. Making a map. Why are these hills different? It doesn't matter. I guess if... Yeah, maybe they won't see this map. You know what we can do? I can give them a blank map, a blank hex map of an identical size, and then they can try to, like, guess where they are on it. Twist party encounters trolls later on in very poor elf cosplay. That's funny. Let's see. So we'll need to populate some of these hexes with things. And we'll also need to come up with some random encounters. I think what needs to happen is each hour you get a check to see if they get lost, if they go in the direction they intend. We need to see if they encounter something random, and if they find anything in the hex itself. Things like the sword and the stump. There's likely a temptation there to make like perception checks. I hate perception. I absolutely hate perception checks. So I don't... Something dropped in my house. I hope it's fine. My wife is on it. Let's see. Is there some kind of mechanic where they would have to roll to get the sword and the stump, and if they fail, they pull a muscle and roll with disadvantage? That would be a great example. I will probably make that some sort of strength check. That I'm okay with. And yeah, that's fun that something bad happens if they fail. Sleeping Hill Giants is good. Okay, let's start. So this is basically our map. Pretty simple. Can't beat that. Let's label these hexes real fast for our own sake. Let's see, this one is A. You know what? I was just going to scribble them out. I thought that'd be easier. It's not. You know what's easier? The fucking text. Make it white. Here we go. Hex A. That needs to be bigger. Nah, it doesn't. It's fine. B. C. D. Now we're doing letters on the Infinite Dungeon. That's how this works. It's really cool. G. H. I. Now we get into the hex trouble. J. Doesn't ultimately matter. K. L. M. N. O. Yeah, guys. Yeah, dude. P. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. VW. Fun fact, I actually can't, if you give me a random letter of the alphabet and ask me what comes next, I have to go through the entire alphabet to get it. I'm not a smart man. I'm in fact quite the opposite. Honestly, the idea of the hex crawl where the players can't see where they are to simulate them being lost kind of blew my mind, and maybe I will use that sometime. Yeah, hey man. That's pretty much how it used to be done. That was dungeon maps also. The referee didn't, in like OD&D BX, basically the entire like a basic D&D line. The referee had the dungeon map, and then one of the players would literally be the mapper, and would investigate the dungeon and like map as they went. It's a little slow. I have played a couple times that way and I've enjoyed it, but honestly, it's like kind of not worth it. And that's often why nobody really does it anymore. I literally work in a library shelving books all day. I still use the alphabet song. Great. That makes me feel much better. Okay. So I think we're going to start them in A. I think A is a fun place to begin any adventure. Why are they pink? Because pink is the one that's up. Okay. So let's see. I really like that Stump Encounter. That's a fun one right off the bat. Let's really throw them off. Let's do... okay, we're going to duplicate this. We're going to clear all of this. We're not going to have, like, full encounter spaces for every single thing. Like, I'm not going to draw up maps for every single thing, but we will from time to time. So let's do... a stump. I keep forgetting to change the thickness of the stroke. That sounds dirty. All right. Extra large. Here we go. It's a big ass stump. And then, like, if there's a random encounter, this will be fun and exciting. We'll put this there to represent the sword. And yeah, it's legit just a pretty plain old sword that somebody left there. Let's throw some trees. Welcome back to Bad Drawfee, where I draw bad. I realize the same color green on a green background maybe isn't the most effective. Throw some trees. Here are some trees. Here are some trees. These are trees. These are trees. Hell yeah. Brian, I literally only think the things you say are dirty. If you say they are, I guess that's on me then. I accept response. Urk the turtle, what's up, buddy? Okay. Back to our hex map here. So, yeah, we'll make a whole big deal out of this sword, and it don't do nothing. So we put that in hex... I'm going to mark a red X when there's something there that's cool. Let's put that in... Let's mark that hex H. Okay, I do like the idea of, like, a party. Someone, I think, mentioned that. I do not know what you just clipped, and I guess I will find out later. What would be having a... It can't be humans, and it can't be... What would be having a party in the woods where they could have an interaction, but it'd be weird. You can have a skeleton on the ground with a crown by the sword. No crown, but yes, let's definitely add a skeleton. Love that. While I'm doing that, everybody think of some sort of creatures that would be having a party in the woods. No elves, because I think I'm going to use the elves later. Here is the skeleton. He is a skeleton. He is very dead. He is very dead. Oh, I do like... Oh, I see what you're doing with the crown, though. Oh, man. Owlbears, one handsome skeleton, monster-sized Rudy. This is Bob's Burgers, right? So you gotta play with that sort of world. Yeah, man. Oh, god damn it. You're right with the crown, though, because the sword thing. All right, we'll throw a little crown. It is, of course, worthless upon inspection. Great. So let's add the party. Let's see. Okay, so it's possible they'll go thinking about, like, we want to spread out the encounter so, like, they'll find them. It's possible they'll just start heading in. Let me grab my ruler. And it's very possible they'll just go down immediately this way. So we want to make sure there's something interesting there. That's interesting because then they'll they'll have to deal with the river like that. If I were playing, I would probably take the river and then follow that along. That's actually very likely, which is good. So let's add the party here. What's important about the party is that they can't help because they are all wasted on some sort of fantasy drug or beer. Let's see what's on page 69 of the OG Monster Manual. I'm not sure. That is a great idea, Mage Jonah. Let's make this K. Duplicate. Let's clear all this. Bone Devils. Oof. Beef Squatch is good. Horn Devil. On page 69, Horn Devils. He bones. All good, but none of them feel right? Let me make up the little setting here, and then we'll figure it out from there. I really like weird fae stuff. I love pixies and elves, and other little rambunctious sons of bitches. Let's say there's some old ruins here too, and that's what they're having a party around. So these are some old stone ruins of like a long crumbled tower that isn't anything close to a tower anymore. Let's put a little fire pit. Well, that's not right. No, I don't want you to select all of it. I just want that one. Thanks, dude. Let's do this, and then this, and a little fire. Hell yeah, look at us. Look at us. Let's add a couple more little ruin pieces. Maybe like a statue of something. On a plinth, if you will. I don't know if you guys know about this thing called plinths. Pretty crazy. That's called perspective. It's fallen down. That's why it is the way that it is. Despite an overhead view on everything else. Listen, this is a great map. You just don't get it, is the problem. That's the thing. You don't get it. Let's see. Some monsters camping. They're talking about some prom. I feel like Mort the Necromancer. I don't want it to be anyone they know. It can't be anyone who can help them. Maybe based on some other TV show. That's a good idea. So some other food-based animated TV show that fits with being... that's a great idea. I do like the idea of fitting in the fact that this is a different world. Or this world is all these TV shows combined. You know what? We'll come back to what monsters these could be. I'll noodle on that for a little while. Okay. There has to be something at the bridge, right? So let's make 2 maps. One for generic wherever they end up with the river. And then a bridge map. Let's start with the bridge. I should have just called this MS Paint Dungeon. Which actually would be a fun show. And is basically this show. Okay. Let's do generic river. No matter which hex they hit, they will come to... It should be bigger, right? It's gotta be bigger. This is a dangerous river. That was a too small a river for babies. And we're not putting a baby river in this campaign. That's would be ridiculous. Doing great, guys. Everything's coming up, Brian. That's for damn sure. All right, now here we go. Here we go. Big-ass river. Now, can I actually expand this a little bit so that it's not ugly? There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, now let's, for river. Some river lines, if you will. I don't want them to get swept away by a river because I don't have anywhere for them to go. But maybe if they fail to get through the river, it awakens some sort of like river monster that they can fight. Guarded by an ornery huge turtle that might be able to convince them to ferry them across. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, so that'll awaken the turtle. If they fail, it'll awaken the turtle. And it might attack. I'm coming for Drawfee. I'm coming for him. Shrimp monsters is good. Chicken of the sea. Oh man, this is all so good. And then let's literally... What is this hex? This is PLNO. Great. P-L-N-O. Plano. Plano. And then this one's just going to basically be the same, except this is specifically for hex number R, which is the bridge. Hey, can we just get a duck that won't for Goose? Nice. Futurama's kind of fun. Futurama is fun. I don't know. I haven't decided. But that is a fun idea, and I think you are right about how it does need to be sort of displaced from time. I like it. I like it. Though I also like the idea of the Futurama gang it's being from the future, because I was talking earlier on my American Truck Simulator stream over on twitch.tv/itsbrimley. Laser guns in D&D. It's good. All right, let's build a bridge. What is guarding this bridge? I know it's like obviously a troll. But I don't want it to be. I love trolls, and I love trolls on bridges. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to, and you can't make me, frankly. Plant a tree here just so it's a little different than the river before. This is going to be a good episode. I can tell. So basically, we've actually managed to kind of bottleneck them of the river encounter is handled. No matter what. So basically, our river encounter is going to happen no matter what. They will either have to cross the river or cross this bridge. And that's cool. Hi, Amy Ability. No, we're still here. We're hanging out. His name is Cyclops. His name is Ridiculously Large Rudy. He worships a Cyclops. Yeah, you know what, Irk? I like that. I like Ridiculously Large Rudy. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's make Ridiculously Large Rudy a Cyclops. What would make him a difficult encounter? And why wouldn't he let the gang cross the bridge? Why would that be difficult for them? While we think about that, I think over in D, anything that doesn't have a specific thing, we're going to have plenty of potential random encounters. We'll probably make those like polls. Probably like on a 1 or a 2, a random encounter will probably happen. Bandits, elves. Let's see. What can we put in D? What are some other things? I'm going to scroll up chat, look for some ideas. He's hungry but vegetarian. He's guardian of the potatoes because potatoes have eyes. Let's see. Hippie troll barbecuing. This is all good. Looking. Whatever the hell Kuchikopi is should be a real monster. I like that. Let's put a cave there, right? Let's put a Kuchikopi cave there. This is it. Let's get rid of this. And we're gonna put a cave. And you're all blown away by my art. My wonderful art. I'm so good at this. Okay, so D's going to be the Kuchikopi Cave. What's in the Kuchikopi Cave? Kuchikopi, of course. I've been on the wrong layer this whole time. That sucks. I'll have to fix that before the show. Oh, well. Okay, so let's just throw a cave here. You know, just a happy little cave. And I don't think they have to, like, interact with this cave at all. In fact, probably shouldn't. But they could if they were so inclined. And they will encounter the angry Kuchikopi, which, of course, is a big, giant green monster. There's going to be some glowing green poop here. That will signify that something dangerous and weird is here. Glowing green poop. Glowing green poop. Glowing green poop. Glowing green poop. Alrighty then. We'll make some more trees. We'll make some more trees. We'll make some more trees. Check out all those trees, baby. Real question, though. Can the green poop get you high? Yes, it can. Actually, you know what? I will say, okay. If Gene specifically eats the Kuchikopi poop, his eyes will go green. He will gain essentially superpowers +1 and advantage on all rolls for the next 2 hexes. After that, he's gonna crash hard. And then, like, he's gonna become absolute dead weight. Goo Gene, Part 2 Gene. I like that a lot. That'll be fun. Okay, I'm not going to do the interior of the cave because there kind of ain't much to it. It's just going to be a cave where there will be a sleeping Kuchikopi, and maybe there will be, like, some herbs or something that someone could concoct into a healing potion. If they were so inclined. Let's see. What else do we need to do here? Honestly, this map's, like, looking pretty good. We actually made, like... I was a little worried there was going to be a lot to fill out. And there is. But this is going to be a pretty busy adventure. Let's see. Okay, what's a fun thing that could happen in the hills? We don't have any hills encounters. So let's think of something that could happen. Oh, though, you know, they cross the woods and they're immediately at the ranger shack. Let's move the ranger shack. That's not what I wanted to do, you asshole. You absolute asshole. Let's switch these, right? Right? Okay. So basically, to recap, for anyone who is just joining us, we're doing a Hex Crawl on Thursday. Bob, Linda, Jean are going to get lost in the woods, and we're going to see them navigate it. So we'll be rolling to see if they get lost. We'll roll to see if they encounter anything random in the wilderness, and if they find anything in the Hex, which are these red X encounters. I think that's everything. On Thursday, you will not see this map. This is my map. But you will know that I am looking at, a hunter hunting them for sport is good. I think that's a random encounter, right? We want that to potentially happen anywhere. But maybe we'll find his campsite. That'll imply he's there. Can we include Jimmy Pesto in there somewhere? No, because I'm planning on the third adventure to really rely on Jimmy Pesto. I got plans for Jimmy Pesto. I think the third adventure we are raiding Jimmy Pesto's palace. So we just have giant rats as seasonal, flavored as rabid raccoons. Just swarm. I like that. I think that's a random encounter. Yeah, please screenshot. I'll like drop in the Discord right before the show so people can follow along if they would like. Let's see. That said, it'll be interesting because we're going to roll to see if they get lost. So they may not go the way they intend, ultimately. And that I won't really be able to reveal. Then I go back to inspecting the health inspector guy. Once again, I'm a little giant captures the lady situation. The state of Arizona, that's so good. That's so good. Okay. Yeah, let's put that in these hills here. I don't think we need a map for that, right? Because no, the Hugo the health inspector. That's Hugo the health inspector will come lumbering down. I think he knows, and maybe they won't actually have a history because once again, we can't have anyone who can help them. Hey, how do we get out of here? Doesn't make for a fun wilderness adventure, right? So maybe in our TV&D universe, they do not know Hugo. But Hugo immediately falls in love with Linda and tries to kidnap her and take her back to his hill giant house. Hugo hates Bob, so he wouldn't help it. What am I doing with my hair? I forgot I was on camera, even though I was watching myself do it on camera. That's a good question. Oh man, that's a good. Oh shit, State of Arizona, very good. Okay, so Hugo will help Linda out. He's gonna take Linda. He's a dumb giant. He'll try to kidnap Linda or take Linda. It won't help them because Bob's there and Bob got them lost in the woods. Hugo wouldn't have gotten them lost in the woods. But ultimately he's trying to take them back to his hut. So they're going to encounter him in M. Let's say his hut is in J. His giant hut. That's a thing. Hugo's giant hut. Where he lives with, I don't remember the name of the other guy. But they're roommates. In the woods. Okay, so what I think will happen is Hugo won't literally try to like grab Linda. I think he will try to, he'll like say he'll help. But he's actually bringing them back to his hut where he plans to keep them or keep Linda and eat Bob healthily. He's got a nice little stone path. He's actually put some effort into his little hut. I like Hugo. Also figured out the Hugo. I don't do voices, really. Anyone who's seen any role-playing show I've done has probably noticed that. But I'll have to... Hugo's got such a definitive voice, I won't be able to get away kind of without doing it. So, I'll have to practice that. And maybe he won't even come up, because this is pretty open-ended. This has been me thinking out loud. Let's throw this tree over here. And then let's, just to mix it up a little bit, let's make a large stump. He has vulnerability to nasty attacks. I like that. I like that a lot. I just looked up villains on the Bob's Burgers wiki. This series is surprisingly sparse, and it's everyone's got... Very few people have purely ill intentions. I'm excited to see how much you end up using this time, given how they handled a linear dungeon last time. It's true. It's very true. Mr. Fish Odor could be the one hunting them for sport. I like that. I'd like it more if it was the kids. Since it's just Gene, I'm not sure that makes as much sense. But like if he was hunting to get the kids back into school, into fantasy school, I think that would be better for that. But we'll definitely figure something out. Man, we got a pretty filled thing here. Okay, we need something. What's across the... Okay. Oh, I thought you meant Louise hunting them for sport. You know what it could be? It could be a character from a different TV show. There's no reason we can't do that. Can't be Jumanji because that's a movie. That is a feature film. You're right. Fish Odor is the landlord. I was thinking of Frond. I was thinking of Mr. Frond. Fish Odor is the landlord. You are correct. Archer. Archer's funny. But why would Archer be in the woods? What about from the Christmas? There is no hunter in A Christmas Prince, the state of Arizona, and it's not Christmas time. I could be I like Rick and Morty. I don't know, man. I know it makes me basic, but I like it. I don't watch it regularly, but I've seen episodes, and I quite liked it. This might be a good chance to make Archer reference if you want to bring in other shows. Yeah, Archer's come up, but I don't see why Archer would be in the woods. Mr. Burns is funny. Mr. Burns is game hunting out in the woods. Can we get Sandy? I got plans for SpongeBob if we ever do SpongeBob. I don't want to play our SpongeBob hand too fast. But I think Catch-All City has a giant lake where all of the pals are. I think I like Mr. Burns. I think Mr. Burns is it's another Fox sitcom. Everybody knows who he is. I think we're going to go with that. Scrooge McDuck is that'll be a good question if we ever do DuckTales. We don't really want to do stuff that is like too close to D&D. And DuckTales basically is a Dungeons and Dragons TV show. I love DuckTales though. I especially love like the Carl Barks comics. Smurfs. Nah, I think I like Mr. Burns. So we're gonna add Mr. Burns to the random encounter table, and I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then that's potentially interesting, because that could come with like a Smithers as a guide, and And that could potentially have like a cart and a horse and supplies that could be a benefit and be interesting. Let's see. Big game hunting, you say? I think I'm settled on it. Everyone keeps throwing other ideas out there, but I think I like Mr. Burns. I'm not really looking for another suggestion on that one right now. Let's see. All right. So we figure we'll add our hunter to the random encounter. All the random encounters can be decided by polls later. So it'll kind of be up to you how these things go down. Can we, I would like to do a Smurf village is fun. I don't know if I literally want to do Smurfs, but I do like the idea of a little mushroom people settlement. Maybe this mushroom people settlement is an ingredient Bob knows to be very rare and is looking for, but they are sentient. But also they could just be Smurfs. Smurfs could be a very luxurious ingredient. That's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. We are doing that. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do... we're just going to do some like Super Mario style toadstool houses. And declare that close enough. These need little white spots. Yeah, I think I'm going to throw out there that Bob knows that Smurfs go great on burgers. Because that's the whole thing. Gargamel like wants to eat the Smurfs, right? We've established Smurfs are edible by humans. That's a fun moral quandary. I don't think Bob would do it. I don't think Bob would eat a Smurf. Unless he didn't know. Are Smurfs more or less sentient than cows? That's a cue. Man, I'm excited for this one. I think this is going to be a good adventure. Making a little cobblestone path that goes through the... I ruined it, gang. I ruined it. I ruined it. I ruined it. I ruined it. But it's fine. Make a little Smurf square. Make this a little house. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's deeply very bad. This is the worst thing that's ever happened, I think, period. Here's a little Smurf fountain. Guys, I'm so good at art. Oh my god. I'm so fucking good at art. You're so lucky you get to see this. Slipping that Smurf juice everywhere. No, I'm not doing that smilk shit. No. I showed up late and missed why they're in the woods, but I'm also not sure yet why they're in the woods. That is not clear to me currently. Honestly, that to me seems like the... Oh. I'm not here to have my patterns called out. Not here for that. Damn dudes. Damn dudes. Damn dudes. Damn dudes. Damn dudes. Yeah, this is pretty good. We should throw another hill encounter before they reach the station, right? And like we can cheat and move these a little bit if like depending on how things are going pacing wise. Hill of Beans. Looks like a lung. Smurf's Dark Secret is the Smurf's Village is the embodiment of grace. That's a rabbit hole I don't know if I want to go down, Eric. King of the Hill encounter. That's funny. What could they encounter before hitting the ranger station and getting safely back home? Something that could, I'm okay if there's no combat in this adventure. But there should be a chance for it, right? Let's do some callbacks. Callbacks are fun. They should encounter a plinth. You are right. What if Willie the Wyvern is hunting? Willie the Wyvern has flown off into the woods. And also, maybe he has a friend on his back that may be relevant to our campaign at some point. Because they have teamed up. Okay, let's make a hillside encounter. I don't even know how to begin drawing hills. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change the entire background color to this. Is this a good idea? I don't know. I may not end up using it. You know what we call this? Vibes, baby. Yeah, I think I've gone too far here. A couple patches of like grass. I think this was a mistake. I had good intentions here, but I feel like I've invented the Nether Realm. This doesn't look like a hillside at all. I don't think we'll need a map there. Let's see. Talk about uniformly brisket in every arc. Yeah, that was from Seinfeld. And then, oh man, is that one of the episodes lost? That sucks. That's a good episode. Oh no, that's like intrinsic to like the lore of the show. Oops. Looks like a desert murder crime scene. Yeah, this is not gonna get used. Can we take a few minutes and look back at all the art Brian has provided us? I don't know what we have left. Cause like we're pretty much done here. So yeah, we can scroll through the art. For the last 15 minutes of this stream. Brisket was named by chat. He's a little rascal who I love very much. Okay, so this is our Hex Map. Get a good look at it, because they're going to explore this, and we'll add some random encounters, and then see what they stumble into. I'm very excited to see what happens. Okay. So we have this stump with a sword in it. We have some creatures will be partying here in some stone ruins. We have a river. We have a bridge. We have the Kuchikopi cave. We have Hugo the Hill Giant's hut. We have a Smurf village. And we don't talk about this. This actually won't get used. What other art do I have lying around here? This was the arena from the Friends show. That still exists for some reason. And then everything else is just the Bob's Burgers stuff. We didn't get to this room. I added a Meat Man that we didn't come up with on the stream. But he didn't come up anyway because I had to cut this room. The basement, Bob's Burgers, and our little holding image. I want nothing more now than to run a Hex crawls are great. I'm starting to like the Breaking Bad desert. Hex crawls are great. I think it's basically, what's the point of an RPG if not like player choices? And I think a hex crawl really opens that up for everybody. My ideal campaign, I think, I don't just see in like my general playing games. I don't really like to I don't come up with a story. I don't come up with adventures. I try not to do anything that'll be like, you have to do the thing I planned. I like to come up with an area, throw a cave, throw a dungeon. I'm not interested anymore in, there's a cave, there's goblins in it, and you go there and you get the sword. I'm interested in, here's a map. Oh, by the way, there's a cave with goblins in it with a sword in it. And I'd like to see what happens. Have you guys done Always Sunny yet? We have not done Always Sunny yet, but that is a great point. Nightman and Dayman should be cosmic entities. We haven't done Always Sunny. There's a lot of requests for it, but like we so recently did Seinfeld, and Always Sunny feels so similar that it wouldn't be enough of a departure. But it's been a couple months since we've done Seinfeld. I would expect to see Always Sunny sooner rather than later at this point. Let's see. So our dungeon is pretty much wrapped up. Our adventure for this week. Anybody got any fun like D&D, Dungeon Master, or like RPG questions I can answer real fast? Not that anybody wants my fucking goblin advice. But I don't know. That'd be an interesting way to kill a couple minutes. Fill out the time on this thing. While I check my text messages. Thoughts on 5e? I think it's fine. Not the game itself, but I think it's fine if you like it. But Hasbro, don't control my D&D. Just keep writing for my next adventure. That's good. I'm currently trying to do this. I'm obsessed with like a JRPG style setting. I want full blue hair, big swords, melodramatic backgrounds. I'm kind of really excited to try it. But we'll see what happens. I'm curious, if you take sitcoms and make them into D&D, but would you ever take D&D and play it like a sitcom? I don't exactly know what I mean by that either. Do I think you could have fun with that? Yes. Would I use Dungeons and Dragons for it? No, probably not. Not any iteration of fantasy dungeon crawling game. I do think it would be funny to take like Fate Accelerated, which is very much a storytelling game, and come up with D&D roommates and do a sitcom. and deal with sitcom problems. I think that would be very doable. I actually think that would be very fun. I have pitched a role-playing show before. The folks that I have pitched it to were not interested at all. Of a role-playing live stream, a live actual play stream where it was all just about tavern workers. We never leave the tavern. All of the adventures are things that happen in the tavern. And I think it's fun, and maybe I'll do it someday. But the people I pitched it to were not interested. And I don't blame them. Do you still think Christmas Prince counts as TV? Okay. Here's the thing. TV&D, it's called TV&D. We can only do TV shows. You can't do a feature film. Is A Christmas Prince a movie? Yeah, but it's in like a Lifetime movie kind of way. It would air on something like Lifetime. It would not be released in theaters. Thereby, yes, Christmas Prince counts as TV. All right, everybody. I guess we should probably get out of here, right? You can do Ghostbusters. Yes, that is true. You can do the real Ghostbusters. There's a couple of loopholes, right? Ghostbusters is a good one. Ghostbusters, though, I have a long-standing rule from other shows like this. If it's got a role-playing game already, that's not interesting to me, right? Ghostbusters very famously has a very good, very classic game from West End. Godzilla as well. That's all true. Yeah. Medj Jonah, you are correct. There was a Jumanji animated series. Guys, there's plenty of loopholes. We can get anything on here, pretty much. Commercial mascots. That's a thing. We've done something similar before on other things. Medj Jonah, there's a Ghostbusters. There's a classic West End Ghostbusters game. It's based on the same system as the classic Star Wars game. It's really good. Really, really good. Oh man, anime TV&D. We've talked about it. I don't know. I'm not a big anime guy. I used to be, back in high school, but I'm not. So like, I can't really follow it. I've tried. But maybe someday. All right, guys, we should probably get out of here. Let's see. I'm Brian. This is the Infinite Dungeon. Make sure to hang out on Thursday and see how our Hex Crawl goes. I have no idea. Like Drazia mentioned, we saw how a linear dungeon went. I have no guesses. Let's see. You can catch me at twitch.tv/itsbremily and also on Twitter at Brian is a Goblin. Let's see. I have a Bachelor podcast that comes out on Wednesdays. It's called the Chris Harrison Power Hour. It's me, my wife Emily Heller, and Laura Bradley from the Daily Beast. We recap The Bachelor every week, and you want to talk about TV? Don't follow Brian. He wants 0 Twitter followers. That is true. Once I have 0 Twitter followers, I can quit Twitter. But I'll leave that up to you, what you want to do with that information. Let's see. Thursday. Come back Thursday. That's it. Goodbye, everybody.